You're welcome back. Just some quick messages that have come through on Twitter. I'll read them. David Adu says there's no justification for the response made by the first gentleman of the land when asked about the abandoned E-block. The comment was distasteful and should be condemned in all uncertain terms. E. Prince says the gentleman from the NPP, that's the Honorable Opoko Davis, keeps saying 23% completion as if he's been to the ground to see how the project is moving. This one from Papa J Jr. The president has not been fair to the chief of Aplao, and so let's not defend the president. Let's rather correct him and urge him to do the right thing. This one from Atikpa Zukpa, that's a heavy name. It's clear that the president did not show fairness to the Aflao chief. Could the president have joked about this with another chief? And this one from Papa J Jr. once again says most of these projects had allocated funds before the previous administration led office, but due to politics, they are not doing the projects. This is where we find ourselves. This one from James Badare. Jifa, what is striking is the Paga Community Day School, where work has stopped ever since the new government took over, but the school is being run. Nothing has changed. I didn't quite get what you were trying to say there. And this one from IFOC. I pity the government that they will inherit. I pity the government that will inherit the Agenda 111 because of how we are handling the debate on the community secondary school now. And if you find every criticism as the voice of opposition, the reality is the people of Ghana will end up exposing you. And those were some of your messages coming to me and TV3 on Twitter. But let's move on to the other issue just for a few minutes before we wrap up this segment. So one of the other things that gained a lot of attention was the president's visit to the Central Region, where he was asked about the harbor promised for Cape Coast, and the president indicated that, well, he didn't promise a harbor, he actually promised a landing site and an airport. But when he started his tour of Accra in that media interview with Peace FM, he indicated that he had made a mistake, and so he was apologizing to the people of Cape Coast. And there's been swift reaction to that as well, where some of the people of Cape Coast said they won't accept the apology. He has to come back and apologize to them and promise them and give them timelines when the harbor will be completed. Now, all this politics about the project. So let me start with Mr. Honorable Kofi Adams. I mean, what does it say? Does it say that there are too many things the government is trying to do, or, you know, there are things that the president knows that he should do but misses out on some others?
Thank you. Too many things the government is trying to do? No. I think the government is doing very little considering the huge resources that have been made available to them. Too many promises? Yes. They made all kinds of mouth-watering promises without proper thought, just because they thought that is what could give them votes to be re-elected. And so they made all kinds of promises. And at the time they were making those promises, I would say the proper reasoning, possibly if you listen to the president in his interview in Accra, was not available. Because now the president, even after trying to say that he misspoke, and he misspoke in Cape Coast, is even now trying to justify that there's a harbor in Takoradi, there's a harbor in Elmina, so there can't be a harbor in Cape Coast.
I'm not sure he said there can't be. He said we have to rethink.
So he says they should. What are we rethinking?
It doesn't mean that
what are we
rethinking?
Be. No, Jifa, what are we rethinking? If you made a promise, you went to Cape Coast and you said you did not make that promise. Now you are being told that truly you made that promise. That promise is in your manifesto, a manifesto that you wrote a forward, you signed to. Is it the case that you signed without reading? So you did not know some of the things that were in the manifesto. Is it the case that when your vice president then was speaking in the same Cape Coast, surprisingly, that was where they launched they did the launching of their manifesto, and the vice president spoke. He made those promises. And when he got there, he said, to the people of Cape Coast. Was it the case that the president was not listening, even when his vice president was speaking at the launch of their manifesto?
But aren't we being unfair to the president? The president has apologized. Not many politicians admit their error.
Before we come to the apology, and I'm saying that I was trying to analyze even the apology. So when they were writing the manifesto, did they not know that there was a harbor in...
when was the last time you read the NDC's 2020 manifesto?
Anytime, like the president himself admitted at the Peace FM interview, anytime I'm going to a particular area, I'm going to speak to some subject area, I try to pick our manifesto to look at what it is that we said, and what it is that we said even in 2012, and what we did. You try to look at sightings. The president himself said that he took the manifesto. So you took the manifesto, but you found landing sites. You didn't find harbor, which is bigger. You can have a landing site in a harbor, but you can't have a harbor in a landing site. The president saw the little one, landing site. That's one he saw.
Oh.
But he didn't see.
Adams,
he didn't see the harbor.
That's unfair.
No, but the president himself said that.
Yes,
he
looked at the page. He looked at the pages. It looks like he may have missed the page.
I am
so
saying
we
that.
shouldn't be.
So are you
too
saying
hard
that?
on him.
Are you saying that the promise of a harbor was hidden under a land? How do we call it?
No, what we are saying is that the president realized there was an error. He's corrected it.
I am saying that.
And it's the honorable thing to do. But he does say that we need to look at whether this harbor is
that
really
is what
needed.
You have invited me to come and discuss. And that is what I'm discussing. I said, the president said, as usual, before he goes to an area, he picks the manifesto to look through. I heard him. And so in looking through, was it that the harbor was hidden under the landing site? So he saw the landing site promise, but he didn't see the harbor, which is the major one. That's what I'm questioning. So I'm questioning what the president read before the Cape Coast interview. And I'm again questioning. The president is trying to say we should have a relook at the harbor promise. What are we relooking? Is it to make it bigger, or to make it smaller, or not to have it at all? And I'm asking that at the time you made that promise, did you not know that there's a harbor in Takoradi, and there's one in Elmina when you were making the promise to the people of Cape Coast? Did you not know? Or what vacated you at the time you were making that promise, which has come back to you now? For which reason you are saying after the elections we should not have a relook at the promise that you made? And that is why the people of Cape Coast say they will not accept the apology from Accra. So you see why they are not accepting the apology. That they want you to come to Cape Coast and come and render the apology there and give indication as to when they will get their harbor. Whether they are also going to get a CEO of a harbor that does not exist, like they've done to your people in Kita.
But Honorable Adams, the Keta Harbor, we've seen a structure where they are working. It's not fair to say it doesn't exist. You have to put structures in place to put the project or get the project off the ground.
Did you listen to the president when he was talking about?
He appointed a CEO for the Keta port.
You appoint a CEO even before you start.
But the president...
Is the CEO the one going to see to the construction of the harbor? The CEOs construct the put up the infrastructure. Is it
but
the CEO
once you need a CEO to sign contracts and approve processes.
You need the ministry and project consultants, not a CEO. Not a CEO. You don't appoint a CEO who is to manage a thing during the construction phase. That is putting the cart before the horse and asking the horse now to be pushing the cart. That is why the project is not progressing in any way.
Okay, so let me
So what I'm saying is that the reason why the Cape Coast people are not accepting the apology, and I'll join them in not accepting the apology, is that the mere fact that he has added a rethink means that actually what he said in Cape Coast, he meant it. Maybe he didn't know.
No.
Maybe he didn't know. Listen, maybe he didn't know that there were so many details around the promise. So now that that has come out, let me apologize. But then he's still thinking that there should be a relook. And that relook is what the people of Cape Coast don't want to hear. And that is why they are asking that, no, then, Your Excellency the President, can you please come back? After all, the manifesto launching was done in Cape Coast. The promise was made on this soil. Your indication that you did not make such promise was also done here. You cannot go and be apologizing on another soil. Come here, come and apologize, and let us see timelines as to when and how we will get our harbor.
Okay.
Because within the harbor, we can get landing site, but we can't get a harbor in the landing site. So I seriously think that the people of Cape Coast and Central Region by extension deserve more. And the president, this one, we can't blame any handler. We can't blame the communication unit of the presidency because they didn't issue any statement. They have done a lot of things that you could blame them for. But this one, it was the president himself who spoke to it. It was the president himself who again said that, he made mistake, he is sorry. But if he had ended there and not added a relook, then you would have indicated that, it was truly a mistake. Maybe he did not read fully, or maybe he read and didn't understand. Immediately he saw landing site, he saw that one is easy to do. And so I can talk about it, but harbor, he knows what goes into harbor. The one who actually constructs harbors is President Mahama. He constructs harbors. Look at the expansion in the Tema Harbor, look at the expansion in the Takoradi Harbor. He's a champion when it comes to construction of harbors. So even though he did not make that promise, if the people of Cape Coast, and for that matter, the people of Kita and the rest are really looking up to a harbor, there's a harbor contractor, the one who will see to the construction of harbors, who will be coming very soon to get all those things done.
Honorable Opoku, is it fair to say that the relook or rethink the president talked about means there will be no harbor? Will there be a harbor for the people of Cape Coast? Will he go back to Cape Coast to apologize?
Well, I mean, going back to Cape Coast to apologize will not change the course of the discussion. I mean, the president had the opportunity to speak on a public radio. And of course, today we are in TV3, we are discussing issues that happen at Peace FM. It tells you that the information has gotten to everywhere, and it's important that we appreciate that. So there's no need for the president to travel to Cape Coast to rehash what he has said on Peace FM. I think the most important thing is that, do we really need an harbor in Cape Coast?
But should we be asking that question? You've made a promise, so you have to honor the promise.
It's not just about making a promise. It's not just about making a promise. Like I say, I mean, if you're in a position and you are building a manifesto, you do so because you feel and believe that these are amenities, or these are projects, or these are developments that are needed to develop to add to our growing economy. But if you are given the opportunity, I mean, and you have experts around you, you have people who are trained, and they go in there and do an assessment and see if it's possible, if it's something that can be done, I'm sure it will.
Abeopike, this is a promise you made whilst you were in government. This is a promise you made in 2020. If you had made this in 2016, that's for 2016, you said so many things that we have even pardoned you. But this is a promise you made in 2020. So you have been in power for almost 4 years when you made that promise.
I think that you need to allow me to make.
No. You were saying like, if you are in opposition. Well, that's what I'm saying. That you didn't make this promise when you were not in government. You made the promise when every facility was at your disposal. Yeah. The Minister for Transport was your minister. The chief executive of various harbors were your persons. The boss and the rest were bosses that you put in place. So how can you say that if you are in opposition? You were not in opposition. At the time he was making that promise, he was the president.
Okay, Honorable Adam, please let him make the point.
So I'm saying that if a political party is building a manifesto, you build a manifesto based on the fact that these are projects that you think can contribute to development. these are projects that would expand a particular area or would, as it were, bring jobs. For me, the fundamental thing is jobs. But when you're in government, you need to also do an assessment, and that is why you have the support of the technical people to advise you and all of that. In the president's comment on Peace FM, the president did not discard the possibility of having an harbor in Cape Coast.
He didn't discard it, but by saying we need to relook or rethink, then it may suggest that, well, we now have to decide whether we really want to do this or not.
If the president says let's relook or rethink, all the president is calling for is that experts should go in there and look at the possibility of having an harbor in Cape Coast, especially when one has been built in Elmina, especially when we have a major harbor in Takoradi. If it's important, it makes a lot of economic sense, it makes a lot of business sense to have an harbor in Cape Coast. I am sure the president is fully committed to what is contained in the NPP manifesto. I mean, Cape Coast is critical. I mean,
the central region is a swing region, and so it's one of those regions that you did lose a number of seats. So if you don't deliver on their promises by 2024, breaking the 8 may be difficult.
It's not even about the votes, but the economic benefit of what Cape Coast gives us.
But if you talk about tourism, but it's a big fishing community.
So if you are just if you're just talking about fishing, then a landing site will be appropriate to build. Today, go to the Mancha Buena, the beach at Mancha Buena, the lighthouse. You see a big landing site that is being constructed by the government, and it's going to be used by the fisher folks. So if it's just about fishing, then there's an alternative. There's a solution to that. But if you are looking at harbor, if we really would want to talk about harbors and all of that, just like the president said, we need to critically look at it. So it is not about harvesting vote, but it's about ensuring that any investment that is done there yields some results. And I know that the president has directed the transport minister to go in there and look at the possibility, of having either an harbor or a landing site in Cape Coast. But what we need to do, and what we need to be looking out for, is how we can have a transport system in Cape Coast that aids what the people of Cape Coast are noted for, tourism. I think that we should gradually be moving away from this attempt of having an harbor, to even trying to connect Accra to Cape Coast in a very short time, using the rail system. I'm sure that if we connect Cape Coast to Accra with a luxury train and all of that, it makes it so easy for tourists to move from Accra to Cape Coast and back. And I'm sure it's going to open the tourism industry in Cape Coast.
So you are adding rail to airports and harbour that you have already promised.
Kofi, we are here discussing a matter.
Oh no, I'm only asking that you are adding rail.
Okay, so we need to wrap up on this segment. So your final point, Honourable Poku, because I think Honourable Adam has made the point.
The people of Cape Coast should not be worried. This is a president that values Cape Coast, and of course to come back and apologize for a comment that he passed in Cape Coast tells you that he does not take the people of Cape Coast lightly.
And to the extent that he did apologize.
Shows a lot of commitment and the fact that the president values what Cape Coasters have done for him. And like he has said, luckily for us, the transport minister is also from Central Region. So we need to be looking at the possibility of having either a harbour or a landing site that which will be beneficial to society, not just putting up the structure which would have nothing to do, would not be beneficial to the people. If you go and put up a huge infrastructure there which has no benefit to the people, I think it's just waste of money.
All right.
So we should look at what is right and what is proper, which would add to the job that needs to be done in Cape Coast.
All right, and that's where we have to end this segment. And we've been
Yes.
discussing the president's tour and the issues that came up, the politics of abandoned or continuing projects. We take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll deal with the politics of public sector jobs and youth unemployment. Thank you for staying with us.